Welcome back to the program. Now, the BRICS group of countries concluded their 2017 summit earlier in the week. The fund, the IMF, believes that the BRICS bloc is key to growth in the global economy. In fact, according to its own statisticians, the 5 states will account for about 44.5% of global growth between 2016 and 2021. As Sumitra Nydoo reports, that's more than double that of the G7 countries.
Together, the BRICS countries account for 40% of the world's population and over 23% of global GDP. The grouping has become an important player on the world stage. It's projected China and India will continue to lead global growth. The IMF predicts that over the next 5 years, at least 40% of that growth will come from the Asian nations.
If you look at China, they've revitalized their economy in the last year. You've seen growth rates picking up. India is the kind of standout turnaround. They've improved confidence, business confidence in particular. I think the government has done implemented some good initiatives to push infrastructure investment and generally uplift overall economic performance.
Brazil, Russia and South Africa will make up for just under 4%.
So the BRICS matter in terms of the world economy. I think the test for them is going to be not just can they develop their own infrastructure, can they assist their own markets, but to what extent can they assist emerging markets more broadly with developing of infrastructure.
There are challenges for the grouping, but the outlook is positive.
South Africa has had better control of its fiscal finances relative to Brazil, which explains also some of the differences that we have in the rating level. Russia also lost investment grade in 2015, a combination of the decline in oil prices, but also on the economic sanctions that we imposed on Russia. We're starting to see that the economy has actually remained resilient. They have a strong external balance sheet, so they've adjusted. We've recently put a positive outlook on Russia.
There's a problem economically. If the others are not doing well, that means you're going to have to pull everybody else forward, and China's been doing really well. And so most of these countries that are in trouble now are going to be carried ideologically, in large part, by China, and say, hey, be pragmatic, fix your own home first before you can start looking outside. Because if you don't, we're going to all be very weak.
Strengthening ties and cooperation is high on the agenda at the 9th Annual BRICS Summit. The BRICS Development Bank is also working on plans to get its own international rating. Sumitra Nydoo, CGTN, Johannesburg, South Africa.